I've been looking through the markets for options plays, and I have some to bring to you, and I think that you're going to like them. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education, and my daughter asked me earlier today, Dad, do trees poop? Oh, that was a strange question, but I had an answer for her. I said, of course, where do you think number 2 pencils come from? I have 3 companies to tell you about, each of which I think have awesome option opportunities. And I will also tell you how you can get up to 16 free stocks. Use my link down in the description, and how you can see my buys and sells over at the Patreon, and about my options course that I have over at that Patreon as well. In the meantime, I want to get right into those companies. And the very first company that I have for you is CrowdStrike. Here's the opportunity that I see for CrowdStrike. We have pretty well run up since their earnings have happened, and I think that we sit at resistance right around $170, and we have peekabooed up above that, and we are getting downward pressure now. And I did take a position, and I posted that over at the Patreon, over at the Discord, to my community members, so that they can see what I'm doing and how I'm handling it, and I can answer their questions over there as well. And if I were to cash in on that today, I could have gotten anywhere from 6 to 14% of my money back to me in profits just in one single day. I am holding off for a little bit more return on top of this, so hopefully it's something that works out in my favor, and I believe that it will as we continue to see the momentum fall in this one. I do think that we could see this drop down to about $166 per share, possibly even down to $162 per share between now and expiration for my option, which is September the 22nd. So that is short, and I will tell you the time value will be chewed away very quickly. So if I'm getting anything from this, it is intrinsic value. Now, you don't just buy put options. That's not the only thing that you can do. You can also sell call options if you have the shares to cover it. And if you don't, that's selling naked calls, and you need an account big enough and the right options permissions level in order to do that. Now, you can also do call spreads on this, where you would sell a call at a lower strike price and buy a call at a higher strike price, and then you would get that difference in the premium, but that would cap your upside, but it would also cap your downside risk that you would have as well. So there are different ways that you could play something like this, if at all. CrowdStrike, one of those ways. It is possible that I see up to $800 in premium on this one, and I didn't write down how much that cost me, but I will tell you that that would be significant return coming back to me. As a matter of fact, I know what it was. It's about $400 per share. So should I get up to $800 in premium, that would be 2xing my money from what I put into that. So I get 100% return on my capital. That's if we come down to that 162. If we come down to 166, that means I break even just in intrinsic value alone, plus any time value that's left over on top of that. So we'll see what plays out over time with that one. The next one that I have for you is Intel, INTC. And this one talked about yesterday, and I easily could have cashed in yesterday and made a decent profit on it. Could have cashed in today and made a decent profit. And I'm not trying to come across as greedy on this. I just think that there could be a drop further, and I'm looking at the RSI to drop down below 70. And if it does, I think we could possibly pull back to about $37 per share. So from that, with the $40 strike that I put in, and I bought 3 put options on this one, each one for I think $135, I could possibly see on each one of those up to $300 in intrinsic value between now and then. There's no guarantees, no promises. If this thing goes out ripping off into the opposite direction, it's possible that they expire worthless, because I did do for this one September the 22nd as well. So the time value is going to bleed away quickly, and we'll have to see if I'm able to still capitalize on that. And I do believe that I will be able to, and that's exactly why I'm putting out here on YouTube, to also bring those opportunities to you as well. So watching that for Intel, we'll keep our fingers crossed that we see what I expect to see in that one, that we do continue to lose momentum and that the price does soften over the next several days. And I will take my money as soon as I think that it's a good time to get out of there. It might end up being sooner than later. Now, the last one is a really pretty technical chart here, and that one is Google, and this is an ascending wedge that we have happening here, and we do have a slight momentum drop happening, and I think that it is possible that this gives way on us soon, and that we see Google drop down in price down to $132 per share. And I bought a 140 strike on this one, so again, that would be $800 in intrinsic value that I would get from that put option that I have out on Google, and that would return quite handsomely to me as well, well over 50% return on my money should we end up getting that pulled back. And this is one that I could have already cashed in about 13% up, and I thought that we haven't seen that move yet that I expect to see for Google. So should it happen, we could see that significant decline in that, but I did go with a longer expiration on this one. This one I pushed out all the way to October the 20th to give it time for this formation to play out and to take advantage of any drops that we get between now and then. because I do think that it is possible that we get that. If we look back a little bit historically, we actually had this happen before with Google, and you can see it back here. And this would go all the way back to September of 21, and then extending out here where we saw the drop happening in November of 21, where we fell through the bottom, and then we continued downward from there down to about $140 per share, when before we were up when we broke that line, 148. So we lost about $8 in share value on that one. And I expect a similar thing to happen soon for Google. We'll see if it does shape up that way. Now, mind you, market bias is a real thing. If we, in the Qs or in the SPY, if we end up blasting off and going to the moon, then this thing breaks on me and it breaks to the upside, and that's not good for my put option. I do expect that we will break to the downside on Google sometime soon. So that's why I took the position that I did. Remember that buying put options isn't the only thing that you can do out there when it comes to a stock that you think is going to go down in price. Selling call options could be something that you could do if you have 100 shares at a time of Google, so 100 shares per contract. And then, like I said, you could also do call spreads, could be another thing that you could look at. And then you can also mess around with straddles or strangles, or you could even do a put spread, as a matter of fact, to still take advantage of that price movement. So there's different choices that you can make and different ways that you could spin it, and there's just different ways to capitalize on it. So I did say that I would tell you about getting those free shares from Moomoo. And those free shares, all you got to do is use my link down in the description to get your 16 free stocks. Make your deposit of $100 or more. You get your free stocks. You get 15 free stocks for $1,000 or $5,000 deposit, and a free share of Tesla or Google at the $5,000 deposit level. Just $100 will get you 5 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000 a piece. And then my Patreon, if you want to see my buys and sells when they happen, that Patreon is what you got to go to and join my private Discord that's also available through there. Not only do I put up my NVIDIA stock price prediction, NVIDIA earnings forecast, same thing for Tesla stock price prediction, which is coming out very soon. My Tesla earnings forecast, I'll put that up on the Patreon very soon. But the thing that I'm really super excited about here is the options course that's also available. If you want to amplify your portfolio, amplify your possibility for those gains, you can do it through options. And I am putting that options course together from the very beginner all the way up through advanced trading strategies. And I'm super excited about it. Couldn't be happier to be able to offer such a service through that Patreon. And so click the link down in the description for that as well. Sign up, check it out, and let me know what you guys think about those 3 companies or any other companies that you think have opportunity for options plays. Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys for watching this video. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning, and we'll see you in the next video.